Hello everyone and welcome to the stream. This is Otaku Showboat. Today is Wednesday, June 12th, 2019, and today is more of the Angels playthrough in Factorio. Also, the cat has decided to somewhat grace me with his presence today. He's not next to me right at the moment, but he is meowing in the background. Probably because for the first time in about a week or so, everyone besides me is out of the house at this point in time, and he gets a little bit of separation anxiety, I think, from when people aren't around, which is a little sad, but anyway. And folks were around because folks were sick around here for this past week. Not me, fortunately, although I have been feeling a little bit of stress in my throat for about 5 or 6 days. 4 or 5, something like that. But then again, I also talk for 3 straight hours every weekday. That might be part of it. I'm not going to do these updates today. And speaking of updates, Angel has updated the mods, a few of the mods. Particularly Angel updated Petrochem again. Still has yet to add a void recipe for sodium hydroxide solution as far as I'm aware. At least it hasn't been added into Petrochem, and so I had to go back into that mod again and add in the void recipe, as I've done every time Petrochem has been updated thus far. But, in particular, what Angel has added, as I reposition my mic to be a little bit closer to my mouth, Angel has updated a few of the ores to reflect the new ability to use randomized sprites. Now, a lot of the cobalt stuff hasn't been updated yet, but what has been updated, this is the raw sapphirite. So raw sapphirite has been updated to be a little bit more random. It's not quite as random as I would expect. Might need a couple extra permutations or changes, variations in it. And then this is the stereotype. Stereotype, I mean, both of these are now more reflective of what their ore patches look like, what they look like on the actual ore patch. So that's pretty neat. I want to see a bit more variation there. As you can see, Crotinium and Givelite have not been updated, nor has Bobmonium. Those have not been updated yet, but Rubite has also been updated. So Sapphirite, Stereotype, and Rubite have been updated on this most recent pass update. Yeah, so to show that Bobmonium has not really been updated, it is basically the exact same as it was before. But outside of that, all the like crushed ores and flotation stuff, all that has been the same. And I really do think Crotinium looks a little bit too much like silicon, the silicon ore. They look incredibly similar to each other, and I'm thinking that once Angel does change the rest of the Angel ores to have the more randomized look to them, the difference will be quite apparent and obvious. So last time, I ended off by wanting to work on titanium processing. And I had set up this unit here for titanium. And there are a few things that I need as inputs here. Ah yes, it's nickel. And I do remember myself needing to get some more Invar plates in my inventory to craft, I think, Roboport Mark IIs? Yes, Roboport Mark IIs. I'll just need to pick up some batteries and some tinned copper wire. So I need to get some calcium chloride in, and I need to get... So I need a line for calcium chloride in, and I need a line for the limestone out, and I also need a fuel source. Now you can see here that in my blueprint I have planned already a setup that looks a little bit like this for the limestone out. And what I will do with the limestone is it's going essentially all the way up. And over and up and in. So I need to think about where exactly... Oh, that's quite unfortunate, but I'll manage. Oh, and you can see I've got this line. Do you really need... Do you, like, need limestone? What's the reason I have this line with limestone? Ah, it's because of this to make Invar. Right. That's why I needed that. The Invar isn't moving, so I won't need to do anything there. Now I need to... What I need to do is I need to bring this line out. Yes, I am sharing it with a line that is pipes. Okay. Limestone is here. I need... that with an input priority right. Now, why do I want input priority right? Because I want all of the limestone that is produced out of the titanium to be consumed. It's as simple as that. The next line that needs to go in is for this stuff. I need this stuff down. Now, Unfortunately, I think I need to go, like, over like this. Yeah, this is not a good idea. Or is it? Oh, thank goodness. Wow. Yeah, the power of the express underground belts at base settings from Bob's. Let's see. So then I need an input of this, and I do believe that the idea is that they go in like so. Technically I don't... Actually, yes, I do need that. Because I need to be thinking about the nitinol. Because nitinol is going to have basically this again, except it will be converted into nitinol plates instead of titanium plates. Right, fuel. It requires carbon. So, actually... Now, do I have carbon in? I do here. So, I will take this carbon, and I'm actually going to make a mixed belt. I'll just bring all this over and do that. Now this will require me to sort of pick up everything on this lane. And that should be that. Just need to extend those to grab titanium, and this should be the first of the titanium plates being produced. Non-zero titanium plates, and with titanium plates... Is that the only other thing? Yes, that is the only other thing that I needed. Also, for reference, this makes a lot of plates per second. Like, 4 of these furnaces make 180 per second. To consume 180, I've got 12 casting machines. That's making 18 plates per second, which is apparently 60% of a yellow belt right now. So it's pretty good, the amount that I have here. But, right, so I just need to grab some electronic logic boards and reinforced concrete bricks. Now, the reinforced concrete bricks I have right over here. I've also got this that I need to bus down to the end to put into a wonderful, beautiful logistic network chest. In fact, I'm going to have to get all of these things bussed out to the end of my bus and added to the logistic network chests at some point, so that I can just start, like, spamming out everywhere all of the various thingies, and this one too. So you can see all of the limestone that's being pooped out. Now, my primary concern is not producing enough of this stuff to cover the usage from the titanium line, because the titanium is going to use a lot of it, and when I next set up the nitinol, it will continue to use even more of it. This is between 3 of these, 4.5 per second. Now, what is my production capacity? If it's less than 4.5 per second, I have to add to my production capacity of it. Now, I have 2 of these. It is apparently 5.5 per second, but I don't have enough stone to feed it fully. Now, this is where we get into the issue of if I make more stone, I make less mineralized water, which ends up resulting in less mineral catalysts in the end. This is why I now need to transition into using thermal water extractors. So where is my nearest car? Because I need to head down to the end of my bus. I can just go straight. Walk straight over, because I also sort of want to relieve myself of red belts in favor of the blues that have been crafted thus far. Okay. Nothing. Alright then. I will take your nothing. Just make sure that I shift C a little bit around the place. Okay, car. Take me on my merry little way. Also, I am missing what now? Batteries and aluminum plates, both of which are down at the end of the bus. All the way down at the end of the bus. La dee 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 da. Ow. Hey, it's repairing it for me. Okay, so I needed some of you and some of you. And tinned copper wire, which I happen to be actually making right up here. Of course. Iron. Wait, it shift C'd and it took away all of my batteries. Oh, I suppose I have everything, or I will soon have everything that I need to make Roboport Mark IIIs as well. That will be cool. Yes, because I want to make as much of this stuff as I can. As many roboports as I can going forward. But also, importantly, let's grab some of those and start building up some thermal water extractors. Okay, what is the most convenient area of thermal water extraction near me? So there's 3 out here. There is, of course, the ones that I'm covering over there. Then there's 4 right there. That, I think, is the most convenient location of thermal water. There's also even more up there. More down here. Big bunch down here. That is a lot of thermal water. Okay. So let's head to the more convenient of locations. I guess I also technically, before I head out, should make a filtration unit. Oh, I have a bunch of the regular filtration units. Okay. Then I should also make a bunch of ceramic filters. I just want to be absolutely certain that I even have these techs. Let's see, so thermal water, ceramic filtering. That is what I am looking for. Thermal water, ceramic filtering. Now, there's this, and then there's also lithium water, which is made in hydro plants. Now, do I have any hydro plants on me? The answer to that is no, I do not. And in fact, it seems that I need more of these guys in my crafting. And more iron. Oh, and then I'm missing some rather important bricks for it. But anyway, once this guy is made, I can show that this recipe, and this recipe are relatively important. Relatively. So thermal water into lithium water is incredibly important because lithium water is what is used in... Gosh, I actually have to look these up. It is used in these electrolyzers. These are Bob's electrolyzers, and this is the only time that Bob's electrolyzers get used in here. Right. That's the next step. What is... Is it just in an assembler? Ultimately, we're going to get the lithium-ion battery, which will need lithium cobalt oxide and lithium perchlorate. Ah, I think it's... Actually, it's this. So this would be... Where is it? Is it not this? Lithia water. Lithia water into lithium chloride in furnaces. Lithia water into lithium chloride, and then lithium chloride into this is lithium perchlorate, yep. Now lithium cobalt oxide. Lithium cobalt oxide is in a chemical plant with cobalt oxide and lithium plates. Oh, hey, give me that. So it's lithium plates and lithium cobalt oxide, which if I load this up, I mean cobalt oxide, that's over here, this stuff. Which one of these? Which icon is that? That's cobalt hydroxide. Lithium cobalt oxide is cobalt oxide, so yeah, that's the next step after this. That's the thingy, so I have to so because I'm not using this one at all, this machine, I can just ship out the stuff here. That I can just ship out the entire production of this and use it to make the batteries that I need. That's just for T2 batteries, by the way, that whole process. The T3 batteries are a bit simpler. Because the T3 batteries are zinc, and I am already making zinc. That being said, I'm going to sneeze. Oh boy. One more coming, I think. They usually come in sets of twos. Hello? Repair my car, thank you. Right, I should be, like, placing my roboports, but I'll get around to it at some point. Hey. So, right over here. Looks like I need more of you. Maybe. Really? That much for silicon. Alrighty then. Now, let's have a look-see. Ah, yeah, 2.2K per second. That is its own... That's like 2 pipes worth of output. Jeez. Yeah, that's quite a lot. That's pretty glorious, actually. I don't need to worry at all about having thermal water. That just gives it power, and then I guess I'll just shove it into a tank. With multiple outputs. With a pump. Pump into tank. And that makes sure that it can operate as fast as it can. That's about 100 units per cycle. So I'm going to have to ignore this value because it's coming up about 100 units per tick. Each tick is claims to be a mining speed of 2 per second, but watching this work, that is mining time 250%. So instead of being 2 per second, it's 2 divided by 2.5. So that's 0.8 cycles per second. So that's like 80. That's 100 per second because of the 20% productivity bonus as well. That's relatively simple to calculate, so that's, as far as I'm aware, that is 100 per second. That's not even remotely close to 2.2 thousand per second. So that's, let's see, if that's 100, then I'm going to just assume that all of the rest is going to end up being 100 as well. And that means I don't need to have that pump in. And there's the power. So theoretically, this should be 400 per second on the lithia water in. Not lithia, thermal. Next is processing it. Do I want to process this here? Is the next issue to consider. I suppose there's no real reason not to, but I do at least want to grab A, my car, B, I need some alumina. I think that this water line should be fine. Or do I need purified? Is it? Yes, it's purified, so I need some purified as well. Oh, there's some thingies that aren't moving over there. I left my car over here. So I'm going to need a pipeline of I think this gives you slag slurry, so it needs to be a pipeline of slag slurry. Now, one thing I haven't paid any attention to whatsoever is this is just thermal water in, and I believe that it is the mineral slurry out, not slag, so I need a mineral slurry line. Do I have a mineral slurry line? I don't think I do. I have a mineral water line. I don't have a mineral slurry line. So I'm actually going to need to make another set of pipelines down here as well, because I'm pretty sure this one is being used. This line. Down here, yes, it's being used on ammonia? Pretty sure that's being used as the ammonia line. And then this line is free. All of these are being used. So I just have this one. This will be the line for the slurry. And I will then come over to... Where is it again? Where even? Where even? Here. And switch all this over. Actually, no. I make mineral sludge directly, so I don't even need to switch this over. I just need to bring it in and feed it into my crystallizers. So I can just make it through the crystallizers directly. I don't need to worry about anything else once I filter the water. Thermal water, anyway. And then I can just keep adding crystallizers until I use all of it. Yeah. So that will be the plan. Going forward, I need to also bring in purified water. And then what else was I going to do? It's already slipped my mind completely as this thing fills with the mineral water. It's already slipped my mind. What was I going to pull up? Nothing, really. Do I have a nearby purified water line? That's the next question. I do. And I can just bring that up from down here. Let's get aligned properly somewhat. Guess I'll do this one. Save some pipe on the process. Sometimes it pays to just sit back briefly and just give things a good think before moving forward. Right, so I went down because I needed to grab some alumina in order to make some ceramic filters. That's what I was in the process of doing. Heading down to grab alumina. Oh, it's going to be so nice not being choked for the mineral catalysts anymore. So where's the alumina? It goes into my concrete and glass production, so right here. There's some alumina. Just make a bunch of these filters. That should be good. I had a feeling it was steel that was missing. Fortunately, I don't need to bring the alumina up. Once you make these filters, you're good to go. It's just purified water that gets used up to clean them. Now, I need to orient this so that it can scale on the horizontal, and preferably, I'll do it right down in here. So, these guys can be right here. Now let's have a look at consumption rates. So I am producing about 400 units per second of the water. I actually, excuse me, also am going to have this producing lithium water, and I might need more than one of these. This will also have the effect of producing purified water for me, which is also pretty nice. This is going to be pumped out into there. This uses 200 per second, so I need to keep that in mind. And I'm making 400 per second. I probably won't be using all of the lithium water. Probably not going to be doing 80 per second on that. Maybe. It comes down to how quickly a... No, that's a metal mixing. I need a chemical furnace, ideally, or a multi-purpose, which I'm not making tungsten right now, unfortunately. Where is my car? All the way back there. Of course it is. Of course it is. Yeah, that's sad. That's metal mixing and not the one that I need. Okay, steel. You. How many of these would I need to consume 80 units of lithium water? 1. Alrighty then. I have my answer. 1 will do it. That is a lot of thermal water, actually, that is needed to make those. That should be interesting as I scale things up. Of course, I left the car there as I walk back. But of course... And this, there's no real point to undergrounds here. So I want to make sure that I am using... I guess 8 should be fine. That is 8, yes, yes, that is 8. 'Tis 8. And then at the front of this, of course, is the, thingies. So as per usual with filtration type things, processes, it's just a big loop, making the ceramic filters from spents. That is that done. Now it's a matter of feeding and depositing. I prefer having my fresh filters and catalysts and all of that on the outside of the ring, just as a point of personal preference. And the spents on the inside. Then there need to be power. Power everything. A good old Shift C, excuse me? Oh, I'm not connected yet. Underground. There we go. So now that will produce for me 210 per second on the mineral sludge, up to. And just for reference, do I have any crystallizers in my inventory? I don't think so. Let's make a Mark II, because I just want to see how much 112.5. Yeah, that's definitely enough for a full Mark II crystallizer. Almost enough for 2. Five Mark IIs fill a red belt. Needs 562.5. That's 22 of these at 577.5 per second. I'm making 400. Unless I add modules here. So I would need to go out to more spots. This one is actually really nice, this spot down here. But either way, this should help take care of my current dilemma. And now it's all a matter of taking this line back, and then I can think about the Lithia water line and bringing that down as well. Are any of these reserved or used for anything else? I don't think so. I have to think about how I'm going to route these lines, but unfortunately I have to take a bit of a bathroom break, stretch the legs, and do all of that a little bit early today. I will be back within 10 minutes. I have returned. Hopefully, hopefully I won't have to take another break again this stream, but we shall see. Oh boy. Alright, what was I doing? I was getting this line out to my bus. And I've determined that this line is the line I want to draw. Because it is a pretty convenient line to draw. Now, the next thing is so I need to bring this one from here. So I may as well do this this way. And voila. It is now connected to my main bus. Let's ride. Oops. Let's just destroy all the things. Alright, I've still got a bit of a ways to go. Stupid rocks in my way. Stupid rocks in my way. Ah. Uh. Moving right along. Let's have a look-see, shall we? That is convenient. That's able to stretch that far. Yes. Yes! Yes! All of the mineral sludge. All of the glorious sludge. Give me all of your things. All of them. In fact, you shall be replaced with the Mark II variations. Now that I have the titanium plate production necessary for it. Here. Boinky, boinky. So now these will ideally be operating at 100% capacity. Now I'll keep this here moving just to make sure that I use what mineral water I can, although... Oh wow, you are out of crystal slurry. How are you using all of your crystal slurry? Like, that's... Is that a sick joke? Like, how many geodes am I eating? Like, are you bottlenecked in some way? I don't see anything other than green lights there. It's like, do I need even more geodes? Do I need to poop some more geodes out for you? Anyway, 2 Mark IIs of these should be more than enough to cover my current consumption. Ideally. We shall see. I could just go over and calculate how much I need. And go from there. I'm pretty sure... Well, yeah, here's where I switch to the Mark IIs. I think. So I'm just gonna keep watch and see if I start backing up. Well, it looks like this one's able to grab what it needs now. And yeah, I'm pretty sure that's backing up. That is officially backing up. Or at the very least, it's meeting the demand. And then as I produce more of the ore to the amount that's needed, that will, of course, then end up actually slowing down the rate of consumption on the catalysts to a set rate to match the output. Yes, this is looking very, 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 very nice. That is vastly backing up now. That is wonderful. And the iron is now moving so much that I am now able to produce the cobalt steel again. Okay, that is one major issue dead. That is done. That major problem is now done. what is the next thing on the agenda? The next thing on the agenda, I think, is setting up T2 batteries. There's actually a lot of things that could be done next. I have a number of logistical things that I need to do, which by that I just simply mean that I have a lot of belt to run down to the end of the bus so I can set up all of the logistic stuff down here. But I think that the best course of action right now... Oh, please don't tell me you're stuck. You are stuck. Stupid car. The best course of action right now is to hook up everything into my logistics network. That is the number one most important thing right now, now that I have taken care of some downstream issues with the mineral catalysts and such. So I have 8 of these. They will be placed along the bus like so. Spaced out so that it's all straight and even. And as close to being perfectly spaced as I can get. Doesn't really matter if there's a little bit of overlap, just as long as there's no glaring... Just as long as there's no gap, it shouldn't matter. Okay. Thank goodness for long build from the long mine research mod. Two more in my inventory. Of course, I'm going to need to have a lot more than just these 8. Alright, so that connected me up to the wood line. What am I missing here? Steel, iron, and those. Brass. I should probably just automate these. the issue with automating these is I will have to set up everything for the Mark 1 RoboPort and everything for the Mark 2, which means I need the antenna array Mark 1 and 2, the hatch door Mark 1 and 2, and the charging pad Mark 1 and 2 to then make into the RoboPort Mark 1 and the RoboPort Mark 2, and it's the same deal with the Mark 3 stuff, and that would also involve needing to get to the T2 batteries and running titanium and nickel plates. So that's just one of those, like, FYI things, is this is going to take a little bit of time to fully set up. What do I really need to have in my inventory right now, and what do I not? I think that should be okay, somewhat. Ah, and now it's complaining about tinned copper wire and these guys. Where's copper? Trickling in. Wow, that's a lot of these that it needs. Holy crap, that's a lot of these that it needs. Why does it not... it's like, excuse me, tinned copper wire? Pretty sure I can handcraft that. Like, seriously? Oh, see, now it tells me what it's actually missing. Aluminium and copper. Aluminium. And copper. Oh, hello. Yeah, take those away from me too. 5, 6, that'll be another 8. Alright. Grab my car again. Work my way further down the bus. Oh wow, you make it all the way here. Good. I like that. I like that you can make it all the way down to there. Okay, that is the entirety of the bus covered, besides, like, long extensions of stuff that I don't think I'm going to need the logistics system hooked up to. Probably gonna need more out this way. But for now, that is fine. The next thing to do is to hook up this area to the system. And I'm going to do that by bringing this away. Now, as I upgrade these to higher marks, the logistic zone, which is the orange, will grow considerably. So I won't have to worry as much later on down the line. Alright, so this was the main... This is the main one that I wanted to have connected. Partly because what I want to do is stick one of those down there, and I will demolish that one so that I can put those there. And this will help a lot. Although, part of me is thinking, actually, I should just bust this down and have a closer spot, because that would be a huge distance to travel. If I was planning on making my T2 batteries here, that would be fine. Or even, like, having the T2 batteries up in this spot. That would be easier. Then I can just run the batteries down on the bus. And I wouldn't have to have a lane for the water either. Oh yeah, I have requests for stuff. I can now do my requests for keeping a minimum of 200 of those, and these, because these should now be covered, and my logistics bots will bring them all to me. Hey look, it's the chain. It is the train of my logistics bots giving me all of the things that I have requested. Huzzah! This also has the benefit of distributing my robots throughout the whole system, or at least bringing more over here. That's nice. They're still coming. They're still coming. I guess I have a lot of, express belts. Here, take my reds away from me. I don't need those. Oh, and, unless I place a storage chest, they're going to want to take those, like, all the way down the bus. Alright, are you not going to take what's in my trash slots away from me? I put down a storage chest. You should want to take stuff away. Oh, I guess it's because a whole bunch of other bots have been assigned to take stuff away. And, yes, I'm going to just refresh by doing that. Where are you going? Alright, whatever. Actually, please take those to the chest that feeds into making more blues. That would be much more appropriate. And thank you for giving me all of these. Oh yeah, it even brought me my passive providers. Excellent. Excellent, excellent. So this is filling up with those. Now I can... Oh, I guess I should sort of hang out for... wherever my pipe dudes are. Oh, these are the dudes taking away all of those, belts from my inventory. Here's my pipe dudes. My pipe dudes! Bring me my pipes. All of my pipes. That I have requested. Oh, and take away those. I don't need those. I don't need those or those. And then... For the record, life has become so much more convenient now that I can just, like, shove stuff into the trash slots and actually have the robots take it away from me. Ack! What are you doing? Oh, it's because I had briefly requested 300, I think, and they... They're just taking that. Why are you not shoving that into my inventory? I don't think I quite understand. Pipe dudes, are you not coming to me, but going to the storage? Oh. Yeah, that's great. Where are the ones that are bringing stuff to me? Is it you? This chain? I'm just sitting here waiting to actually get my thingies. You know what? I'm gonna say screw those guys and just give me my things myself. Like, seriously? You should have thought about that sooner. Or gotten to me sooner. You know, I think it's because I stepped out of the logistic zone and they decided to change course into this storage chest, and when I came back into the logistic zone, the game decided instead of rerouting the ones that were going to the storage chest that they would pick up more from the provider chest, the passive provider, to send to me along that entire route instead of just rerouting the ones that were going here and already holding what I was requesting back into me. And of course, these guys are going to continue to come straight to me with all of these extra pipes that I'm not technically requesting anymore. And the only way to get them to go away is by stepping out of the zone and have them recalculate. So that when I go back in the zone, they're just going to go back in the store or whatever. I don't know. Again, I don't know why they didn't choose to just come over here, because this is closer to store those, but anyway, such is some of the stupidity when it comes to the robots. So what does this exist? I don't even know. Make more of these. I need to pull down the lithium water. That is next. And the lithium water will be here. And that'll be where I make my things. So, I need the electric chemical furnace to make lithium chloride. Oh, please don't. Alright. It's because I'm, like, just barely in the construction zone that my nanobots aren't really activating anymore. So yeah, this is making lots of lithium chloride. I need... Where are you? Where are you? What am I even looking for? I'm looking for the electrolyzers for Bob's. Bob's electrolyzers. Alright. Screw this very much. Bob's electrolyzers are here. Thank you for highlighting. I need lithium, and I need lithium chloride. Oh, hey, how convenient. I guess this can go just direct. Oh, and then I can flare stack. Boink. That gives me that. It's another one of you to make... Oh, interesting. Out of brown algae, you can get lithium chloride. Did not realize that. Either way... Oh, and I need to go and make, I need to make some silicon nitride as well and start doing the ceramic stuff. So this is just that, and let's get the requester chest marked for that stuff. I'm apparently not even in the logistic zone, so where is this? Let's make sure I get at least somewhat consistent with the distance. Actually, you know what? Nah, I'll keep that there. So that will pull in the cobalt oxide. It is a relatively short flight. So that gives me those. I will shove that into there. Shove this into there. And then it's, I think, just a normal assembling machine to create silver zinc batteries. Oh, I need silver too. So I need to go through the process of getting to silver oxide. No, this is the T3s. This is the T2s. This is the one I'm making. lithium-ion batteries. So lithium cobalt oxide, plastic, and carbon. Now the only thing that I don't think I currently have in my logistic network at all is the carbon. But fortunately, I should have carbon like right down here. So what I can do is just make myself a little logistic thing right there for carbon. Now, it will be a very long flight to get the plastic over, which I guess that would be the only unfortunate part about this, is it's a very long flight for the plastic, so I'll request from buffer, and I'll request a lot. And yeah, load her up. Oh, yeah, carbon. Load her with plastic. And then I was going to just run this on the bus down to the end of the bus so that I don't have to then worry about the flight time from here down to wherever I'll be using the T2 batteries. So that's what I will do. I will add this onto the bus. Now, there's always the issue of how am I going to route this to the bus? Because this one is going to end up being all the way down here on this line. And I guess I'll run it right next to this cobalt, since I actually am using some product of cobalt for this. Yeah, thanks for all the things. My robots are amazing. They keep bringing me everything that I request of them. That's a problem. Excuse me. Wait, what even is this? A mineral sludge? An old mineral sludge line? Not even being used anymore? Oh, that's so convenient that I have the length on the underground. Hey, it's plastic! Hey, it's my first T2 batteries. There they are, the beautiful little things. So these particular batteries, if I grab one, hit a Control F, and extend out, these little doohickeys are used in the creation of the level 2 accumulators, as well as the Mark 3 Roboport charging pad and personal batteries. They're also used for the Mark 3 flying robot frames, which is convenient. As far as everything else goes, I think that's all that really particularly matters. Yeah, because it's... Oh, I can actually make the Mark II batteries now that I'm thinking about it. I can make those Mark II personal batteries, because it's just the Mark Is plus green, the electronic logic boards, so I could make those. Speaking of making things, I think I can make this. Yes, I can. I can make my power armor now. That is very, very important, actually. I just need to grab some electric engine units. So how about I go grab a car? Interesting how the logistic network has taken the repair packs and sort of distributed them across all the roboports that I've placed down. Because as soon as I added stuff that was damaged into the network, they distributed it. They took the repair packs from where they were to go repair the stuff that was damaged within the network, and then they take it back to the closest roboport. So that ends up distributing it for me. La-di-di-da, running this really long-ass belt. And this is why I've chosen to, you know, terminate my bus up here. Make that. Now the very important thing to do is you remove the things and then you put the thing on over the top. Do not remove the modular armor beforehand if you've got a rather full inventory like I do. That invites really bad things to happen. Okay, let me see. I have... Can I make you? You know, I keep forgetting to do this. Would this even work after I've already started the game? That's the question I have. Can this recipe change gracefully? Because I'm not running biters, I shouldn't have alien artifacts even enabled in the first place, so I need to disable those. Technically, I can make it with the bioprocessing through angels, but I really don't feel like going through all of that effort just to get minuscule amounts of it, of the various artifacts. Seeded dish and copper paste. Seeded dish from bacteria and substrate dish from cellulose paste, petri dish glass. Cellulose paste from cellulose and so on, and alien bacteria in those needs perchloric acid, and alien spores needs purified water. Calcium carbonate, yeah, this whole thing can just be completely avoided just by saving the game. This will be 20. Quitting the game. Going into play. I guess new game or load game. Can I change it in here? I don't think so, but new game, mod settings. Going to Bob's Warfare. No, it's... Where are you? Bob's enemies. Enable alien artifacts. Confirm. It's Bob's enemies mod. That'll reload the game. I just want to see what happens, to be completely honest. If it's, if this will screw anything up, because I'm not running biters on this, and to get the sufficient amounts of artifacts that I need would require just massive amounts. I can already see of the Angel's bioprocessing stuff, and Angel's bioprocessing is technically like still in testing, so I'd rather wait a bit on that. Removed a bunch of things. Yeah, all of those are fine to be removed. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, and that removes the artifacts from this. So now I can go in here and have a look at this recipe, and it no longer requires the artifacts. So just cobalt, steel, and an exoskeleton 1, and Invar. And that is what I am going to go grab. I'm actually going to grab more engine units. When do I get the portable fusion green and military? Oh boy. Oh joy, oh bliss. I will note that I have yet to actually make mill science yet in this entire game. No military science at all has been made. I'm just letting the train deliver their goods to me. Ah yes, and I also need to swap over to the better plastic. And plastic 3 is also behind green science. Question, do I have the tech to make the green science? I do. I need LDS, silicon nitride, silver zinc batteries, and titanium bearings. I can make this right now. Just like I can technically also make pink science. Yeah, I think I'm going to A, set up pink science, B, set up utility science. Now, utility science, I will need to start actually making the LDS, the nitride, and the silver zinc batteries, and I have to bring my titanium all the way over, along with lubricant, to do the titanium bearings. Because I would really much like to get the T3 plastic production. That would be most convenient and necessary. Now, why am I heading back is a good question. Why am I heading back? I am heading back in order to pick up something that I need to get these cobalt steel. I should also run the cobalt steel. So I think it's about time I start taking things that I haven't taken yet down my bus. So prepare for a lot of belts to be expended right about now, because I need to pull basically all of the things down the bus. Give me my cobalt steel and I can make you. Looks like I need some regular steel to make another one of you. I would like more than one. That would be quite ideal. I also need to have silver for the better power generation. You know what? I think I'm just going to not run the personal roboport. Let's see, so I have 6 of these. That's 240. That's just barely enough to even run the single. Alright, copper. Bebs. Excuse me, Bebs. I need over 600 megawatts. Just to fill the space. There we go. So now I should move just that much faster than before. The difference here is from 30% to 45%. Now I have 2 of these. And I also have a lot more battery capacity for them. Yeah, I don't see why I shouldn't have these set as requester chests. Actually, now I think about it, it really won't matter. Yeah, it really won't matter in the end. Just because these are gonna fill up to whatever it is that I have it set to, and what I really want to do is, like, have a secondary chest that's just these. And, like, set to however many. The freaking hell? Yeah, so what I want is for it to go grab every other red belt, bring it in here, and have it start using some of them to upgrade into blues. That is ultimately what I want in my life. Okay, let's head on down and start actually running this belt on the cobalt steel. I have to run a lot of belt, actually, so... Of course. Of course. Are you gonna replace it for me? Of course not. Because it is officially within a construction network, and it's going to disable my nanobots from working because I'm in a construction network, even though I don't have any large electrical poles within my logistics network. Yeah. That is dumb, to say the least. It's like, if it's not a thing that's in my logistics network, why is it not letting me use my nanobots? It's like, I should be able to... They should work. They should just go. Speaking of which, I need more of you! Have I, like, brought titanium? Not titanium, but, tin and all that other stuff up? No. Of course not. Of course I haven't, and I will need to bring titanium up, for that matter. I need to bring my tin over, I need to bring my copper fully, in fact I think the copper is fully. I need, I guess, lead, I need the glass brought in on a fresh line as well. Lead is only being used in the production of batteries. The basic batteries. This is my only use for lead right now. In fact, if I do a search for lead plates are required for these, but I'm not even able to get thorium in this particular playthrough or any of that. It's used for batteries. It is apparently used in fuel cells. Great. Fantastic. Solder plates that I'm making from something else, and an alternative recipe for firearm magazines. Otherwise, it's not really used for anything else. So honestly, unless I am planning on making batteries exclusively through my logistic robot network, I don't really have a reason to even have lead plates in the network. And I can just run them directly for uranium fuel cells. Speaking of uranium fuel cells, how much U-235 have I made? I have 18 units. Waiting for that whole, 40 that I need to start Cobra X. And as soon as I get to green science production, I will be able to get my Cobra X process. Then I won't have to worry so much about my energy anymore. Okay, so 10 does need to come down the line. And the reason that 10 needs to come down the line is because I will be needing it in the pursuit of the pink science. Now, why do I need 10 for pink science? Because the pink science requires the crafting of blue belts, as well as blue filter inserters. So I will need to have some tin in the process of making more blue belts. Now, why don't I just use some of the blue belts and the blue inserters, filter inserters that I am currently making? Well, the ones that I am currently making are reserved for me and not for science. I need production reserved for science. Big difference between what I'm making at the start of my bus and what I'm making for science. I really should also automate these. These loaders. In fact, now that I am bringing in 10 here, I can start doing that automation. In fact, am I automating assembling machines anywhere? I don't think I'm even doing that yet, so I think I need to take a bit of a detour and start automating, like, everything. Everything needs to start being automated and added into my logistics network. I'm going to extend this way. And I'm absolutely going to use substations for this, if you couldn't notice. If you didn't notice before. Okay, let's see here. Oh, and I can also start building, down in here because my bus is sort of terminating right here. But let's keep my options open by... Let's start with assemblers. So I need that into... that into... that into... that into... that into... that. Planning for the future, obviously. Can I make you... I need some... Oh, I apparently need... this. And some of this. Sorry, wait, what? Oh, brass, right. This. I mean bronze. I mean brass, whatever. Always confuse the two. They look way too similar. Provider. I don't need stack inserters for any of this. I just tend to default to using stack inserters for some strange reason. I will feed these with stack inserters, though. And then what I need to do is doinky, 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 doinky. Feed it, feed it, feed it, feed it, feed it, feed it. Now, note, I could make purples once I bring my titanium down and I start producing gear wheels and bearings with titanium. That would be when that transition is made. I will limit this to that many. I will limit all of them to that many. And that would be that. Now, I am pretty sure I do have steel gear wheels in my network. As in right here, I've got steel gear wheels and bearings in my network. Why I'm limiting this at all, I do not know, but we shall see. And this is where things with the robots is going to start getting a little bit crazy, because this is going to be... This is the real robot-based mall that I'm making. If you hadn't noticed by now, this is my actual robot mall, the start of my robot mall. This whole thing is basically the beginnings of the mall. Let's see, what is next? Next will be, of course, the logical next step is these guys. To a 3, and if I could make bearings, or if I had bearings, I could make these. At this point, I am going to stick those down, give them the same stuffs, put requesters out here. Kill that, kill that. Excellent. Now, the one thing I'm not making, I think, is the iron gear wheels. That is the one thing that I'm currently not making that is in my network, so I need to add those to the network. And this is relatively simple. I will make them here, both of these. I guess that is fine on that spacing. Iron gear wheels. And they will share that. And it won't be limited at all. And now all of these guys will come in and start taking my iron and filling up the gear wheels. And that'll get all this moving, ideally. Because I need lots of gear wheels. In fact, I probably just need to make even more of these. So let's do a copy. Copy paste. And you know what? As these are made, hey look, there it goes. So now I can just copy paste. I've got everything in my network, technically. So all of this will just get built for me now. And And that, as they say, is that. Look at all my beautiful robots. All of the beautiful robots moving around. How many have I bred so far? 932 logistics bots. They're all in use. Looks like I need charging pads. And I would need Mark II charging pads. This is going to require some of those. Maybe I should just stick with the basic ones. No, that still requires a lot of electronic circuit boards. But still, even just the one will help dramatically, because each one of these can charge 9 at a time. And the higher level ones just makes it so that they can charge a little bit faster. Oh boy, that is a lot devoted into the iron, into the urn. Just make sure everything has power. Probably just gonna have to keep adding roboports down here. But I am running into this issue of I just don't have enough electronic circuit boards for everything. Where are you going with those? Oh, they're coming to me because I'm requesting 50 of them. Excellent. I should also be requesting these, and since I am producing these, yeah, they're filling my inventory with them, which is excellent. All I have to really do is sit here now while everything is automated. What I could do is just help this out. So now I'll have way more production on the gear wheels. Look at all of my bots going into the iron plates. I am using more iron plates than I can load in. That's hilarious. Let's make a red loader and start using that to fill this, because clearly this little express stack inserter is not cutting it. So now this will fill at the throughput of the full red of a red belt. It's still not even enough throughput, or is it? It's alright. This number is now growing, fortunately. Thing is, the steel is also starting to do the same exact thing. That should fix that. So these circuits is what I need to increase next. Now, eventually this will fill up on the chests. In fact, I'll probably just make it a little bit more restricted on those, and everything will calm down a little bit. Hopefully. Hopefully it will calm down. Also, yeah, that's sort of what I expected. With all of these robots trying to get charged all at once, it's really causing some issues on the power draw. This is also why I want to get up to the fusion-powered robots. Now, the fusion-powered robots, I should also mention, will require portal fusion reactors, which is the stuff that I want for me as well. And it will require automating that as well. So that will be interesting, to say the least. Alright, so the next thing to automate would be what exactly? What do I want to start automating next? I really should be working on getting the modules at some point soon, because they are so powerful. I don't know. I do not know what I want next. That is a little bit sad. Let's see. This is going... So the LESs will require a crap ton of aluminium plates. Like, these things are a massive pull on aluminium. And it will be a pull on plastic as well. However, I need it for green science. Let's do the silicon nitride. And let's pull in... Because I have the monosilicon already. I just need to make... I think this can be done in a metal mixing furnace. I have to try to remember about how this is all done. Is it not metal mixing? I guess not. It's in some furnace. Must be chemical. Actually, let's grab some steel. I just want to see in here, yes, it's chemical. So I need to make powdered silicon. Now, the silicon nitride is what is needed for the ceramics. The silicon carbide... Silicon carbide is needed for grinding wheels, and this will be required for processing gemstones, and the gemstones will be required for making modules. So this is part of the module stuff, and I usually go about doing these together. Okay, so that means I'm going to need a lot of chemical furnaces, which I'm going to get into my car, because while I have very few of the electronic circuit boards heading down on this side of things, at the beginning of my bus, I also have electronic circuit boards, and I have a couple of those hanging around the place. Also, aren't you in the logistic network now? So shouldn't, like, all of these be being used? Yeah, I think so. So yeah, chemical furnaces. And then the powdered silicon will just be from standard assembling machines, I am pretty sure. Powdered silicon comes from monosilicon. Okay, let's make this stuff out here. Powdered silicon. Powdered goes into chemical furnaces. Big C's. Making that stuff. And I will need to have some nitrogen in. And I will need carbon, apparently, for you. So that's gonna need some carbon. That's a long flight for that. No, I want that, yes. Good. Now, how much do you use? 0.29 per second, 0.4, 0.27, so I want another one of these. And then I need you to go into one of those, and you into one of those. And then this. All the way down. All the way down to wherever I have nitrogen. Now, where is the actual nitrogen line? How far back do I have to go? Right here. So this is the line that must be drawn. Now, I know I placed all that stuff down, those pipes, but I want to redo it just to make it a little bit simpler. The ones that I placed were just markers for where the line's supposed to be. And in case you haven't noticed and didn't watch yesterday's stream, my internet troubles, my disconnection issues that I had been having for the past, like, 2 weeks to this point, have been resolved. So that's incredibly fortunate. I finally figured out what the root cause was of my disconnects, and as it turns out, it was a vast antivirus existing on my system. Which I had installed 2 weeks ago as a result of discovering that I had a fraudulent transaction made on my debit card. Now, I have resolved all of that I am fine after all of that. It was just for like $4.95 of a charge, and I've already gotten that money back from my bank, so that's fine, and I've gotten a new debit card, but during that whole process, I had installed Avast antivirus to check to see if it was my computer and data stealing from my computer that was the issue at hand. So I had installed Avast, ran the scan, didn't really find anything of note, and I had left it on the system without realizing the whole point of me getting rid of it in the first place was that it was causing internet issues, because I used to run Avast a very long time ago, but I had gotten rid of it after it started causing internet connectivity issues. I think at one point it had even like practically shut down the entire internet service, so I wasn't even able to connect with my PC for a time. Yeah, that's a little bit too much, I think. But these are filling up. Maybe I should just, like, say, stop at this point. Just do not go. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. And then I need this. So this won't be used for a little bit. These will get used in the production of ceramic stuff. In particular, it gets used in the production of... Are there ceramic gear wheels? No, I don't think there's ceramic gear wheels, but there are ceramic bearings. So it gets into ceramic bearing balls, into ceramic bearings, and while I'm at it, I have to do this properly. Oh, and it will require lubricant. So I need silicon nitride for both of these. Oh, and then I will need silicon nitride for some glorious pipes. Because ceramic pipes are also a thing. Not that one. That one. And ceramic pipes have an underground distance of 23. I think that's the same as my... No, my plastic is 19, so it's an extra 4 units of distance. And I will, of course, do this. And set it up like so. Boom, 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 boom. Except you don't need any of those. And you don't need any of those. Lubricant. Where is my lubricant line? That is the next question. My lubricant line hasn't been used a ton, considering it's not even using plastic pipes at this point. There we go. Pretty sure this is the line to draw. And I'm not going to bother with using my car to draw this line. At least I don't have to worry about having enough pipes anymore, since my robots will keep on giving me more and more. Now, as soon as I see that, yeah, I can just do some upgrades. Some upgrades. Like so. And then get rid of that. So, welcome lubricant to the party. That should be beautiful ceramic bearings. And the ceramic bearings will be used for a few things along the way. However, I want to make more of these. More of these circuits are required. Now, what will I need to do to make more of these circuits? Unfortunately, I think they require plastic and are limited by plastic. So, or part of the stuff that is in the process of making them requires plastic. And that is true because the transistors require plastic. So ultimately, this comes down to I need more plastic. How am I going to get more plastic? Well, the current solution is going Mark II, or going to the Plastic 2 recipe. Unfortunately, Plastic 1's recipe does not transition smoothly into the Plastic 2 recipe, which is incredibly unfortunate that the Plastic 1 does not go very elegantly into Plastic 2, I think. I think it doesn't go that elegantly into Plastic 2. Let me have a look. So Plastic 2 is naphtha and polyethylene gas. Actually, I think maybe polyethylene is out of propene? No, polyethylene is out of ethylene and blue metal catalysts. Ethylene is out of ethane and steam. I am currently burning the ethane that I am producing. Don't mind me as I just clean out some of this stuff from my inventory. So I'm currently burning all ethane. Let's actually put down one of those overflow valves. Yeah, because otherwise I'm not doing anything with ethane. Now this opens up its own separate can of worms because I would need to set up a completely separate cracking line. Speaking of, I don't think I even have enough steam over here for all of this. Yeah, that's right. I don't have enough steam coming in all the way up here. It could be... No, I don't think it's an issue on throughput. I'm pretty sure it's an issue on just how much steam I am producing. So that's one thing I need to do, is get some more boilers down. We shall see if this is even enough. May as well start making the transition on the poles. I should I should automate my poles and substations. But anyway, ideally this will be filling up with steam. Adding 4 more, producing steam. Well, it's moving. It's better, but it's not quite enough, I don't think. What matters is it fits enough to get rid of these solids faster than they're coming in. That's what will ultimately matter. So I see it's at 130, down to 120. If it pops up over 140. Yeah, so it looks like it is draining this. So I do have enough. Okay. Also, I apparently have excess naphtha that is being burned. And yet, this doesn't have enough naphtha? How am I... Oh. That explains a lot, actually. It was not behind a... thingy. Yes, a thingy. An overflow valve. It was not behind an overflow valve, and that was causing issues. So, I was constantly burning at 200 per second my naphtha away when I sort of was wanting it to make into syngas. Now, what is going to be an issue is... A, that means that I am now in need of a lot more steam. But this isn't anywhere near backed up. Oh, and I think I'm also out of water. Yeah, I'm having a water issue. That is the problem here. It's all in the water, not having enough. So let's actually go out, grab a... Where is it? Where is it? I never know where it gets shoved at times. The pump. The offshore pump. Where is the offshore pump? There. Give me these. Offshore pumps. I actually had them already in my inventory. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Car. You. That. Go fast. Zoom, zoom. There's that Progalina I was working with earlier. This... I'm not going to use this line. I'm going to use a different line. A fresh line. A dedicated line, if you will, to feed into this. Now I just have to remember where exactly, or how far I have to exactly go. Here. Let's actually just go down and run up with it. Now this will also have the effect of pushing water in the opposite direction too. And what do I mean by that? Well, what I mean is that the water can travel in both directions on these. So once these are sort of full up, any excess water will get pushed down into here, if and only if I did not have full throughput to begin with in use. So in essence, what I have done is I have contributed a little bit more water into this system, offsetting what is getting used further back, going forward in this line, but it's still not as efficient. Yeah, so as these all fill up with water, and I can see, hey, I now have more than enough steam being produced out of this. So that's going to be wonderful. Okay, so plastic 2. Let's go ahead and do it this way. I am going to need to make steam cracker 2s. I need to grab some more bricks. Bricks and iron plates. Thank you for extra belts. My bricks are back here. Hello, tech. That sure took you long enough. I don't even know what I want at this point. I could pick up Battery Mark IV now. In fact, there's a number of techs, since I have now disabled the Bob's enemies alien artifact stuff. There's a lot of techs that were locked behind that I can now get. And this includes Mark IV batteries, among other things, I'm sure. So I'll go ahead and pick this one up as I head on off into the wild blue yonder. Really? Every single rock, I swear, every single rock I will hit. May as well grab both of those. Oh, I can make steam cracker 2s now that I have titanium. I mean 3s. 3s now that I have titanium. Actually, let's go ahead and do that. Yeah, let's. And I should have a silo handy. Let me... Do I not have... Alright. I will do this again, ye old-fashioned way. Excuse me, but... I mean, that's pretty fast, filling. Oh yeah, I have a lot of rotation ability. You can see how much slower this one is because that's just stretch. But as long as I'm pulling the full throughput out, and all of this will eventually be producing in its max production, going through all of the backlogs now. Alright, let's make these. Don't know how many I'll need, so I'm just making a bunch. Just a buncha. I happen to be right here at the production of this stuff too, so that's actually... Ooh, bebs. I need more bebs. Beautiful, beautiful bebs. Pick that up. Don't go anywhere without your cars. Bebs, right. I conveniently have bebs right here. Oh, those. I conveniently have those right here. And it's actually, I have these in my network. So guess what I can do? I can go in and I can request a stack of those to hold on at all times. Because this is a passive provider warehouse. I don't even need to worry about that. Excellent. Excellent, excellent. Now, I will also need these guys. Or can I get away with these? Can I get away with these for making the stuff? I don't think so. No. Nope, can't use that. I need this to make this stuff from ethylene. Polyethylene from ethylene. And then the actual recipe is naphtha plus polyethylene. Car. So even though I'm going to be making ethylene out here with the rest of the plastic production. Ooh, you broke. Even though I'll make ethylene here, do I really want to do like a catalyst line up here? Like right in here, a blue catalyst line? I could technically do that. Big question is, so I apparently have 12 of these. I'm going to assume they're all operating at max efficiency. 12 of these is apparently 90 per second on the ethane. How many of these do I need to consume 90 ethane? 3. Now, the question that I'm having is there another way of getting to ethane? Where even is the ethane? There's ethylene. Where is ethane? So this is the process I'm currently doing. This is a process involving adding synthesis gas. That gives the same amount of ethane in the same amount of time, but it also gives carbon monoxide. It gives a lot more methane. That's a way of getting a lot more methane. This gives more butane. This one gives more ethane and it requires residual gas. And then this is into only it's 20 units of ethane, but it's faster. So this moves faster because it's in an advanced chemical plant. So even though it's 60-20-20, or a 3-to-1 to 1, methane to ethane to butane, that ratio is far more in favor of the methane. So I'm not particularly interested in that. So the one that I would need is the advanced medium gas fractioning. It also gives you toluene. What can I really do with toluene? Probably not all that much. It's just used in explosives. AKA trinitrotoluene. So I would just have to void that one. That would just need to be voided, unfortunately. So I'm going to stick with what I got here and put down this. This can be the same. Then 3 out for you. How convenient. Sorry, how not convenient. It's this one. Alright, you've got inputs, and then oh, right. It's in the construction network, so I will have to wait a long time for my bots to fly in if I don't do this myself. Can't believe it's already been almost 3 hours already. Haven't had a single disconnect, which is great. Fantastic, even. I will place down this and hook it up like so. And that should consume the entirety of that. I should no longer need to burn ethane. Next, I need to set up the blue catalyst process into polyethylene. Alright, that's... If I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this so that it aligns properly. Polyethylene. I put down 3, but I need to bear in mind I am making 120 per second, and one machine uses 137 per second, making 68.75. So then plastic 2, introducing naphtha into the equation, will use... So this will produce less than 68.75. So if I have 2 of these machines, this will produce 55 per second on that. And I can set this up like so. and I can have the blue metal catalyst thing operate like that. No, one over. Just because I need to do this like so. And that, as they say, will be that. I'll just need to, like, route in some naphtha, which that's easy enough. I can do that like this. And then, of course, I'll have to pull the plastic down, add more buildings for plastic. Yeah, so that... I don't know if I have 4 minutes. 4 minutes to get blue catalysts. So this will require... Blue catalysts are here. No, here. I need carriers. Blue is cobalt and titanium. Cobalt and titanium. I will be moving the cobalt and the titanium up on this line. Load it, offload it, LL, N. Load it, offload it on the outside lane. And the cobalt and titanium should, emphasis on should, be down here on one line. Voila! I actually did it in like 1 minute, little over 1 minute, and got these catalysts going, and then that can just take in metal carriers. Probably doesn't need that many. Not even close to that many. And I am producing liquid plastic. And one last step. And we're done. All that's left is to then say, okay, 33.75 plus 55 is 88.75 per second, minus 30. Let's do this upgrade. Hey, that is close enough for purpose. That is close enough for purpose. So now I'm at 80%, 8 per second on the plastic, and that, as they say, is that. So look at that. I went and, without adding any more to here, to any of this process from the plastic 1, the plastic 2 just uses what I've been burning this whole time anyway. Unfortunately, at this point, in order to add more plastic production, I do have to expand this, which is a little bit sad. Well, correction, I can upgrade it in mark levels without having to increase the overall size of the footprint, but you get the idea here. Is it will need a lot of expansion with extra mark level and stuff if I need more, which chances are I'll need more. Just for reference, the difference between the yellow assembling machine is double. So I was making plastic from liquid plastic, and I had 2 of these, so It's actually more than double. Wow. This is... Where's crafting speed? Where is crafting speed? 2. So blues are crafting speed 2 compared to crafting speed 0.75. So I went from 3 per second to 8 per second. So more than doubling my production of plastic. So, now that this is the end of the stream, what did I get done today? Well, as it turns out, I started off by getting titanium done. I was sort of supposed to also do nitinol, but that sort of slipped my mind, because titanium was required to make these guys, thermal water extractors. So once I got my titanium plates going, I just went into the whole thermal water extractor mode and setting up the line for extra mineral sludge so that I can start making all of the mineral catalysts that I will ever need. Granted, I will need more thermal water at some point. I then focused on producing lithium water and using the lithium water to make the T2 batteries. This is the lithium batteries, specifically lithium cobalt batteries. So it used some cobalt, some of this part of the cobalt chain, into my logistic network. I went ahead and I expanded my logistic network all the way down the bus down to here. The next thing was coming over here and setting up a bit of automation, set up some automated production of the iron gear wheels, and set up automated production of the assembling machines. And I decided, you know what, I may as well start producing some silicon nitride for ceramic items. And then I decided towards the end here that, you know, I'm not making nearly enough of these electronic circuits, so what is the issue at hand? Reducing the amount of electronic circuits that I am producing? Well, as it turns out, it happens to be the amount of plastic that I'm producing is the bottleneck, so I came over here and I started making plastic 2s via, you know, a blue metal catalyst thing, converting something that I've already been making through the process of making plastic 1 to also add into the making of the plastic 2, which is quite convenient. And with that, I would like to thank you all for watching. This has been Otaku Showboat, and I will be back tomorrow with more of the Pandons playthrough, and I will be back on Friday for more of the Angels playthrough, where it will be all about automation. I think that's going to be the theme of Friday's stream of Angels. It will be all about expanding this out more, granted keeping an eye on my power production in the process, and sort of scaling. It'll be a lot of scaling up of my production of things. That's what we're going to do next time, and ideally nitinol. That will happen, probably. Yeah, nitinol. Purple science, not purple, pink science, green science. That's sort of what I want to do as well next time, is get those other 2 sciences. So, again, thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time.